Hey there, how y'all doing? All right, I am back in Worlds of Wonder. This is another current book from Johanna Basford, and I am working on this page right here. Thought some of y'all might enjoy seeing. Just petals again. Once again, the petals. Okay, and I do have the Grizaye pencils out, working with those again today. Pull out my chair, zoom y'all in a bit. And yeah, my butterflies are all looking the same, and I may go back and erase those. The thing about erasing in these books is it's going to leave the paper a bit stained, but you're going to be okay erasing. So that is totally up to you. Sometimes it just really gives it a different look. It's another way of layering colors. I'm going to start with Poppy 005. Again, this is the Grizaye pencils. They are oil base as opposed to wax. Now, all pencils have wax in them, as far as I've been able to ascertain by reading and researching. But some pencils have oil mixed in. There are different amounts of oil per different pencil companies, and that's where it gets a little more dicey and where you really start to get the difference in how your pencils blend easier or just seem to flow differently. Maybe the bloom is a bit different. The bloom is actually the shiny bits that you see after you've done your coloring. And a lot of times it just looks really streaky. And if you've been with me very long, you know that you're not going to get rid of the bloom necessarily, but you can get rid of that streakiness by coming through with a soft tissue or paper towel and buffing over the top of those set areas. So that's where we're at. Let's see, this video is going to probably be Wednesday for y'all. It is actually Sunday for us. The Cowboys are losing right now. So hubby just was like, I'm going to turn it off for a bit. So he turned it off for a bit and opened a book to read on his tablet. And I thought, oh, I need to come do a video. So we are awaiting the sleet that will probably come later today or tomorrow. We are in Central Texas. We had Snowmageddon a few years back. Yeah, that was us. Mother Nature just has a way of doing it her way for the state of Texas. It's like having a giant, like the lottery, 34, then 72, then 12, then up to 80, and then down to 32. You just never know what's coming. So that's just Texas for you. Next, I'm going to 003, which is red. Now, you've seen me real time, how much time it's going to take. Now I'm going to come in with this red. I've got one more shade to go after this. So this is coming almost right next to that line. This one's on top. This continuous line means it's continued and on top. This is a broken line here and here, so this is on bottom. This flip also gets treated as if it's on the bottom underneath, so we do it. Now the reason I'm doing part of this is so I can get this outline in there. All right, so we're going to do here And then, see, I do that zigzag back and forth and bring it down. And then this part's going to come up. Now, the next leaf is going to be a little different because it's on top. Next leaf, you know what I mean, petal. So this is going to come up. Then we're going to do the zigzag. What does that zigzag do? Do you remember? It makes it appear that that part of the petal has a fold in it. Okay? Remember, we're not finished. So what you see here is not the final project. Sometimes it looks worse before it gets better. So let's move on along. Okay, prayer request, the in-laws. The person that comes in on Sundays and Tuesdays, she's fairly new. We got a text from her today, rather my husband got a text, said that she didn't know why, but she felt like she should be at the house a little early today, and she got there the same time as the fire truck and ambulance. And evidently Robert had fallen, and Granny knew she couldn't get him up, so she called 911. So I guess she did the right thing. There was no way she was going to be able to get him up right. I am going to change over to 001 Carmine. So the ambulance got there about the same time as the caregiver. And so I don't know if they went in the house or not. The story is really sketchy as to what we were able to ascertain or find out. My husband called his mom, and she looked at Robert and said, "Did we have a fire truck here today?" He's like, "Well, I don't think so." She goes, "Did you fall?" And he goes, "Yeah, but I jumped right back up." And so Granny doesn't even remember calling the fire department. So just really pray for them. It's getting worse. And I'm afraid they're going to need more care than what they're getting at home, which is not going to be easy to do. I don't know. It's a mess. It's just going to be hard to figure all that out. But it's up to hubby and his sister, and there's no way we're going to do anything that's not best for them. So yeah, just pray that they would know exactly what to do at this point, because we know there's got to be changes. So we know that. So don't worry, we're not putting them in danger. The house, it's pretty well child-proofed. So, and there's cameras, but obviously the person that was supposed to be watching at that time was not. So, anywho, just pray for us. It'll all be okay one way or the other. What choice do we have? We gotta care for them. Love them too much not to. She looked up the other day and she looked at me and she said, "What's your shirt say?" And I said, "Oh, something about me being, I need Jesus, coffee, and I'm a chaos coordinator." That's what it was. And she laughed. I was like, well, she's still getting jokes. But anyway, I am working on my Etsy shop. That's one thing I'm doing this year, and not with more coloring pages. I am actually making some gift card holders. So I am doing them out of paper. So I'm doing a lot of paper cutting and paper folding. I just finished one for Easter. I've got a little bit of tweaking to do before it hits Etsy. So maybe I'll show you in the next video or the one after that. I will also be doing some for, I may do some for Valentine's, I may not. I'm going to be doing some for Easter. I'll be doing a lot around Christmas. I've got one that I'm working up that is a takeoff of Doctor Who without having any infringement rights going on there. I've had my business license for a while now, so that's going to speed things up a little. All right, so there now you can see where it's a little darker here, and it makes the petals look like they're more rippled. Okay, went under this one over here, blend that out just a bit, and it helps it look a little bit more like this piece is popping up. All right, greens, y'all ready? Still with Grizaye 027, and this is Leaf. And I'm going to come in and do a basic all over. Can you see how neat I'm being? Yeah, I'm not. So just kind of getting the color on there. Not being overly careful, trying not to get into my background. But other than that, just getting the color on. There we go. And then next is going to be 26. This is grass green. And it's going to come up a little bit into this other and go right down there. And all the leaves are done basically the same. You can tell this one's darker because it's underneath both of these. And by making it darker, then when I come in with this color, I don't end up losing that edge that shows me which one's on top and which one's on bottom. If you missed it, I've done different videos about finding lost edges by making sure that the colors that are the same are a little bit different when they're right next to each other. Okay? Then I'm going to move over to olive, and this is number 32. So olive is going to start in this triangle here and then go out a little. I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge. If I take this all the way to the edge, dark, now I can go light like this. But if I were to take that dark all the way to the edge, it would blend in, and I would not be able to necessarily tell which one was on top, which one was on bottom. I would have lost that edge. When you lose an edge, you can come back in with a darker color. This is pomegranate number 59, but you can come in with a darker color just at the edge and help you to find those edges again. And whatever you do in one area, make sure you do it in the other areas so that it doesn't seem a little bit off. And yes, I am doing that right this second because I don't want to forget and not come back and do it later. Okay. All right, so then after I've done this color, remember we're working with olive, getting quite deep in this area back here. Okay, quite deep. Just get that color in there. Then I'm going to come back with my lightest shade, and now I'm really going to pay more attention to what I'm doing and get all this blended. See how nicely these pencils blend? And if you've not heard me talking about these pencils, currently you can purchase them singly straight from Grizaye.com. Yeah, so that's a huge, huge plus to all of us that love our pencils. I believe that they are in bulk on Amazon. I don't think you can buy them singly on Amazon, but I wouldn't swear to that. And I wish they were at Jerry's Artorama, because I could go get them singly there locally without having to pay shipping. So maybe that will happen one day. So anyway, okay, moving on. Next color. Let's look at the butterflies. Okay, now I'm wanting to brush this off, but I'm not going to use my hand. I'm just using a big fluffy brush, because an oil, especially an oil-based pencil, can smear. If you've got those little bits and you go to brush it, it's like you're just pushing it into the paper. Okay? So now, there, I'm going to let you see all that. If you need to pause, you can look at what I've done. Oh, something I was going to do was the little loops here. I used the medium, I believe. Let me try it and see. Yeah, I used the medium green. So whatever 3 greens you're using, pull your medium shade and get that in. I will probably choose 2 different greens to do these little leaves. Okay? But yeah, and make sure your pencils are sharp so you can get into these little areas. I am not sure what I'm going to do for the background yet. I may actually blend a couple of colors. I may use blues. I may even just leave it. And can you see where the line didn't get finished here? I'm probably going to come back in with a black pen and finish that line. Now I've got my darker shade. I'm going to do here and then feather it out. Just by doing that, do you see how it looks like it's tucked back up under there? Okay. I've got stuff all over my desk, so it's hard for me to move the book over. I've been doing paper crafting, really trying to get things ready for the Etsy store. I need some income. All right, so now then, the butterflies. I used Jade 37 for the lighter shade, and then I'm going to come in with Teal 36. Now remember, you can always pause and watch these videos again if I'm going too quick. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just coming in at each end and really getting this a little darker. And then I'll get this triangle here and then just feather it out. This one's underneath, so I'm going to go right there and then right here, so it looks like it's coming out from under the body of the butterfly. Is that the thorax? Who knew I'd ever be using any of that from school days. Okay, and then I did this one, and then I came up from this V. This is underneath, and see, just look back and forth and make sure you're doing them the same. It's all you have to do. And then from this corner, and I didn't do it over there, so I'm going to go over there and do it. Yeah, I've started paper quilling too. That's another thing that's going to end up on my Etsy page. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to doing some stuff. Okay, then lighter shade is Orchid, and it is here. Oh, Orchid is, if you're using these, number 57. Then I moved over to Pomegranate, which is 59. And here's the little triangles up here. And then there's little V's, not triangles, but V's. I'm not going to do that one. I don't know, it just doesn't look as much like a V. So I'm just going to let it go. I am going to go around here because that is underneath. So keeping up with that, I'm going to go under there. And then I'm going to do both ends on this. That's not feathered in as much as I want, so I'll go back and touch that up. Then both ends here. That little V shape. And then there. Alright, if you need to, go back with your first color and just do a little bit of blending. There's not a lot of blending needed with these pencils. If you've gotten them, I hope you're liking them as well as I do. Then I used Parma, which is 54, here, here, and here. I'm probably going to come back and do the body in some sort of browns and yellows. I like doing insect bodies that way. Unless it's a dragonfly. I usually do those bodies in the purples. And then here, and then I'm going to go here and come up. See how it left it light right in the middle? Just a little. Just to give your eye some interest as you're moving around. Just move around with your eye on the page and look. See what's going on. Okay, then there's that. Okay, the other butterflies, so that you can see what I've done. Same colors going on. And then what we've got going on yet for the page. Now, when this page is finished, because this is glass, you know, I'm probably going to come in here with the browns and yellows too. And at the very end, I'm going to probably take black or maybe a dark gray and a ruler, and I'm going to make lines going across at different intervals, an odd number, and that's what's going to give that a shine to make it look like it's glass. I'm looking to see if my glass bottle that I did is in this book or if it's in another one, and I really thought it was in this book. If there's a page in this book you'd like to see done, I think I'm going to do all those birds on YouTube one of these days. Where is the glass? It may be a different book. Somewhere there's a glass bottle that I did, and it's got the lines going through it. And so I was going to show you that, but I guess it is not in this book. So it will have to wait. Yeah, if there's anything in this book that you'd like seen done, let me know. There is still plenty in this book that has not been done, as you can see. Yeah, I thought I had done one of these, but bigger. So, obviously, not in this book, in one of her others. Okay, so next time I guess I'll come in and do this in some gold, and making the gold using browns, yellow ochres, yellow. Okay, so I'll see you back in a few days, and we'll take care of this then. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.